Okay, I can move with this setup. Welcome to Cooking Conspiracy, and we're gonna make some, I guess, loaded avocado toast today. So we're going with a bacon, egg, and cheese theme. It should be pretty good. So let's get started. Hold on, I gotta check that one. Oh, don't have to check that one. Where did the dickens did my towel go? Towelly. Oh, what's up, Daenerys? Yep, Angela, you still spam, you know. That spamming is still not allowed. Yeah, well, you know. There. That's the best we're gonna do here. There. What's going on, Mr. Man? How you doing? Nope, just move the camera 3 feet or so. Glad to hear that. What's up, Mia Salmoni? We're just making avocado toast, you know. Loaded avocado toast, but it'll be pretty good. Just make a little grid pattern, that way it comes out nice and easy. So you don't get any of the peel in there with it. Yeah, we'll see. It should turn out pretty good. Yeah, so we're gonna go in with the salt. This is all to taste. We can always add more. So just make it a couple times. You'll figure out about what you like. Black pepper. Garlic powder. Cumin. Got a jalapeno here. Yeah, well, new air fryer, new oven, you know, same thing. I don't know. Maybe my air fryer just isn't a good one, but nothing I've made in the air fryer has come remotely close to being as good as when I, you know, actually fry things. Get a good dice on this. And then before anybody tells me, oh, I'm missing cilantro, if you wanted to add cilantro, you definitely could at this point. You could also add onion, you could add a bunch of different floaties, but you know, this is what we're going with here. Get a lime. You don't need to go crazy on the lime juice. You got maybe not even a quarter, less than a quarter of the lime, just a good lime wedge, a girthy lime wedge. Give it a squeeze. That's gonna be more than enough juice, acidity, flavor, whatever you want to call it. Add about a teaspoon of olive oil. And now you're just gonna mash it up. But yeah, I'm excited for your new air fryer, Mr. Man. You'll have to let me know what you're cooking at. Now this is a ripe avocado, so just, you know, lightly mashing it. You don't need to go all BDSM on it. You know, you don't need to be that aggressive. Just a little bit of gentle loving and stirring the pot will mash the avocado down. And really, you're just trying to get it to the texture you like. If you like it chunky, great. If you like it a little bit smoother, oh, well, you know, it is a little early. We just haven't gotten to that part yet, Mr. Man. Stick around. I was thinking maybe a Paloma. I like mashing avocado through the tines of the forks. That way you don't have any huge chunks. Because you put that lime juice in here, this is going to stay bright and colorful while you cook here. Quick little guac action. Let's see. Club soda, lime. Yeah, we got grapefruit here. And we're gonna need some ice, but we're just prepping our ingredients anyways. It's a little bit of a research project. I have no idea how many ounces are in one grapefruit, but obviously we need to get a measurement here. Ooh, that was a squirter. Got me. Alright, let's go get the ice from the other room. As well as get some of the pith off. And actually, I'll rinse off easier later. Yeah, we got the ice cream business. Oh, I'm just a shooter. You might be a squirter. Yikes. What's up, Kendo? Hey, Tony. Well, that escalated, Vitamin. I just want to know how much juice that grapefruit squirted out here. So let's go ahead and measure. About 4 ounces or so, all right? I know you were all insanely curious and were wondering about that. So you got about 2 ounces there of your grapefruit juice, fresh. Fill a glass up with some ice. There you go. And you also need to fill your shaker up with ice here. Alright, clean? Yeah, it's not a drug test, it doesn't matter. Ice in the shaker, alright? Big ice cubes that aren't going to melt the shit down as soon as you start shaking. You don't want to dilute it too much. Alright. So, I guess start with half a lime, yeah? That a good squeeze. And the recipe I'm calling. Where the fuck did it go? Recipe I'm using is calling for a half ounce of simple syrup. I think that's a little rich, so I'm gonna use maybe a 1/4 ounce or so. How's life in the trailer park, Kendall? You know, come on. We were having such a nice time. No Everclear required in this one. Alright, so we got the lime juice, we got simple syrup, got 2 ounces fresh grapefruit juice. See if we got enough tequila here. Oh, perfect. 2 ounces of tequila, and it goes. Screw it. It's gonna be a good one. Give it a shake. Should feel it. Should cold it. Top it off with some club soda. For some bubbles. Give it a gentle stir. And you can garnish with some grapefruit. I'm going to just use a lime wedge here. Nice, refreshing, light, hydrating. It's gonna hit the spot. So with that, we can get back to cooking. Ice is gonna go back in the refrigerator now. Freezer. Will say you hear it all the time, but using fresh citrus juice really makes a difference in your cocktails. Also, if you can, work some fresh herbs into it. Speaking of blunts, that works great too. So we got avocado. Now this is just order of operations. We're gonna fry some bacon, make some toast, make our eggs. All right. This is definitely not anything rocket science. But I'm gonna take 2 slices, thick sliced bacon here. Put that up, pan. Yeah. We're gonna go medium low heat, low medium, whatever. And the pan's cold. Usually I preheat stainless steel, but it's bacon. There's enough fat, that'll be okay. What's up, Rabina? How you doing? Yeah, let me just slide a smoker or a barbecue grill into my living room, Barbecue needs to be done outside and, it's just not happening here. It's fresh, refreshing and light. As it drinks down a little bit, I'll add a little bit more club soda, and that'll lighten it up just a little bit more. Get a little bit more bubbles in there, Kendall, we're still waiting to hear about just one good thing you got going on in your life, because I think you're just a miserable old bat. You get a little bit rocks off because you get to hear me say your name once in a while. You know, you got a little notification bell hit so you can come in and say your nasty shit, and you might even get a call out. So here's your call out, hon. You're probably not even a woman. You're probably some weird dude. But then again, Kendall, that's one of them weird names where you gotta add your pronouns to your email block so people know what they're talking to, you know? How close am I? And if you prefer to use breakfast sausage instead of bacon, that would work great. It's gotta be pork though. You know, if you're using some bullshit like turkey sausage, it's just not gonna turn out the same, alright? No, I would not describe anything here as zesty. Avocado toast, when we're done, will be a nice blend of crunchy and savory and creamy. Drink citrusy. I mean, honestly, the closest thing I would compare it to is kind of like that squirt was like a grapefruit soda, you know. Got some stale ass white bread, gonna throw it in to be the toast. That'll be great, it'll be crunchy. That'll be fine. Yeah, it's stale. You know, bread doesn't really expire. You just got checked for mold. It's fine. People have lived for years and years and years. When you're cooking, checking whether ingredients are still good or not. Use your senses, your eyes, your sense of smell, sense of taste. So you can hear stuff you've really gone really off the rails. And stale is very different than expired, but I'm sorry, your vocabulary can't keep up with the difference. Well, that's why you probably... You said some... You almost got me saying something really offensive there, Kendall. But I think you're in a strong minority position saying turkey bacon is the best. Like, I will guarantee you the majority of people say that turkey bacon sucks ass compared to real bacon. It's not even close. I stay over to your house and you serve me turkey bacon in the morning and tell me it's real bacon, I'm not calling you back. It's not gonna happen. The rules are the rules. I don't make them. Rabina and Daenerys, do you like this new angle? And Mr. Man, if you're still in here as well. Yeah, that explains. George, it's been a while. How you doing, buddy? Well, Kendall, mean that you don't eat pork, that explains a lot about how angry you are about life. Now, if you had some real bacon, you might change your mind about some things. Isn't that right, Penny? Isn't that right? You know, yeah, same, but different here, George. Just keep on, living life, I guess. I'm ready to go back to Michigan here in a couple days, so pretty excited about that. Go hopefully do some fishing, catch some walleye. You'll see it on here, I'm sure. Aww. Isn't she sweet? Yeah, it should be. So, and get to watch all the family drama, go fishing, lake fishing. We don't need to cook the shit out of this bacon, but we do need to cook it enough so we can chop it up and sprinkle on top. Oh yeah, George, I do think Kendall is gross. That's very valid. Oh, she said we were all gonna get brain worms from eating pork, George. And pork now is very different from pork in 2000 BC, alright? Although I'm sure it still tasted good then, too. Exactly. bacon, salt pork. That's been around forever. Just add the rest of the grape juice, fruit juice in there, just to give it a little bit of color, and I wasn't going to use it for anything else. Well, Mr. Wiggles, I am independent, unaffiliated. Oh yeah, bacon's looking pretty good, yeah. Honestly, chopsticks work really well for flipping bacon. If you know, you know. A lot better control than tongs. I mean, some tongs are like okay, but this is like a crime of passion, Mr. Wiggles, a crime of passion. Yeah, the punishment for cooking bacon without a shirt on is rather immediate and quick. Because it's stale bread actually toasts really nicely, alright? So, boom, set that off to the side. Bacon. Let's prepare a nice landing zone for the bacon. Make sure to have good on-time pull-out. I don't want to leave it in too long. You do want it to be crisp for this application. You don't want it to be soft. Some might even say a hard one would be better than a soft one in certain situations. Can you make it halal? Oh, yeah, I think you could make it close. You could. There would be one big factor that you'd have to ignore, but other than that, you could make it pretty close. I guess you could kill the pig in a halal manner. This will drain the grease off of it here. Now I'm trying to decide how I want to do my eggs. I'm thinking I'm just going to scramble them here, because I'm lazy and that'll work. So, with that being said, I do like bacon grease, don't get me wrong. But I don't need all that bacon grease. So you'll just take a paper towel, carefully just absorb some of the grease. I want the grease of one strip, not two strip. I can't afford two strippers, you know. Alright, so we got that going. And you know what? Damn it. And we're just going to do a little pan scramble action here. We're going to clean that up. What I mean by that is slow and slow with the bacon grease. Listen, I know you can make fluffier scrambled eggs if you do it low and controlled and with butter and cream and I don't know, some sort of French cream. Guess what? This is gonna be dirty, it's gonna be greasy, it's gonna get the job done. Not today, George. Just changing it up a little bit, Let's get a little bit of seasoning on those eggs, a little bit of salt, a little bit of black pepper. That's all you need. Alright. Now we're gonna make sure we get them out of there before they dry out, or at least stacked up to one side where they're not getting blasted by the heat anymore. Kill your heat. Nah. We'll be fine there. Bacon. We gotta crumble these or chop these, remember? That'll be real quick though. So that off to the side. You can kind of make a holding area for all your ingredients. The dog will clean the cutting board anyways, so. See what type of art we got going on here. Check the cheese, alright? Like Tetris, alright? Yeah. The cheese will be grated on top. So you got your toast, alright? Plain white toast. You can butter it if you want. I don't think you need to. Avocado will do enough to keep it creamy. I'm just saying, I'm a lot more generous at Subway's with the sandwich stop that charges an extra $3 for avocado. Like, get out of here. Put like one scoop of avocado on and they're like $3. You would know, Kendall, you would know, but Boar's Head, while not the highest quality, definitely is not welfare cheese. Now, a nice avocado spread in there. Some egg. You got your bacon. It's a little bit different than when you cook this using like a steamed egg or basted egg, runny oat. No, this was one small avocado. You've just been brainwashed by being overcharged for avocado. Let's go ahead. Now, just for the, yeah, you're dumb, Boar's Head. You just can't afford it. Grab the cheddar over the top of that, just like that. That's not gonna work. I was hoping. Pan's not hot enough. I was hoping it would melt the cheese, but it's not gonna happen. Well, we'll give it a couple minutes here. Oh, you could do that. But I guess it comes down to preference. Would you prefer an ultimate 2 pieces of toast or an ultimate 1 piece of sandwich? Are you into the 2-on-1 action, or would you just prefer to keep your focus on 1? Up to you. Yeah. That's what we got going on, though. Oh, why not? Why not, Wiggles? Welcome to the channel, buddy. I gotta get my food porn pictures, though. Then if you really want it to, you could do something to melt the cheese, but you don't need to. Hold on. I mean, that's the thing, though, is like, what would they be selling this at a brunch place for? $18 probably. 1 avocado, that can't be more than $2 on the high end. A couple strips of bacon, maybe 50 cents there. 2 pieces of toast, another 50 cents. The cheese, another 50 cents. Eggs, yeah, I mean, I'm talking $10 profit for the restaurant. I guess you gotta count the labor. Panino, no. And I would like to think I'm better than Panero. Oh, can you hear the crunch? No. The crunch, the creamy, the layers. Yeah. That's I'm getting some more, around 2 in the morning if I make this, yeah. Oh, I thank you, Dan Harris. Thank you, George. This is going to be controversial, but stale bread makes better toast. You don't need the fresh bread for toast. Well, Wiggles, here's what you do. You take whatever bread you got in your house and you toast it. Meanwhile, you mix sugar and cinnamon together in 3 to 4 parts sugar to 1 part cinnamon, depending on how strong you want the cinnamon, how sweet you want, but 4 to 1 sugar to cinnamon, mix it together, that'll give you a good cinnamon toast. Butter that toast and then sprinkle the cinnamon sugar on top, and that'll be much better than your cinnamon toast crunch, which isn't bad for a handful. Come here, Kiko. Oh my god, actual cinnamon toast. I'd drop my panties for that. Quiet. Dishwashers have a job to do after all. They do a pretty good job with the pre-rinse. The details, you know, we got work on it. Plates, they do really well. They can go right back on the shelf. Usually the pans, they got once over with a sponge or something. Yeah, I don't think it's bad for them as long as you know, watch out for certain things. I mean, I'm sure they like variety as much as we do. Now, there's one more thing you can do to take this to the next level. A little bit of Frank's Red Hot. Now, that's what I'm talking about. Can't believe I almost forgot that. That's good without it. Frank's. Use Tabasco. You can use whatever you want. Truth be told, it doesn't need it, but it does give a little bit of a kick. If you're being a douchebag and cooking fancy stuff, you'd put in a little squirter and draw a little design or nice even lines, and it would look oh so sexy for the Instagram. So you could charge people, you know, $27 for a plate of toast and avocado. No, it's not the big bottle that's the trick, George. It's a small travel size bottle that you always gotta have on you. Like where you wear your fanny pack around, you know. You're seeing a middle-aged white guy with the fanny pack on. You know, know that he's got a pistol in America. That's just how it is. And you know, and if you're wearing the fanny pack / gun bag anyways, you might as well keep a little bottle of Tabasco in there. Well, I'm not wrong, George. Just think about it before you give that guy wearing a fanny pack any shit. He's there to do business. Because you see he's got a fanny pack on, but then you can see his big ass wallet in his front pocket anyways. What the hell do you think he's got in the fanny pack? You know? in America, where you gotta keep it concealed, where open carry is not a thing. I'm just saying, that's a common thing people carry in their fanny packs, or bum bag, or whatever you call it, you know. I mean, tell me, George, have you ever met a guy wearing a fanny pack and you're like, wow, I really didn't take you to be the fanny pack type wearing person? Just saying. Well, yeah, they're silly until, you know, you got a gun in them, and then you feel a little bit more, confident about when that pickpocket tries to take your wallet out of your front pocket. Before picture. But as much as I would love to hang out all day, you know, definitely glad to see you again, George, Naris, Rabina, you know, whoever else is in here, Mr. Man, if you're still around, even Trailer Trash, Kendall, you know, it's good to see familiar faces. But I'm gonna call it a day. We got some stuff to do. We're gonna go surfing, or at least try to, or whatever. Yeah, I mean, one of my favorite news stories, George, was just when the Olympics were in Paris, and you know, there were a couple of Americans that came over with like decoy wallets, so they would let them get stolen, and then when the crooks would open them up, they would like zap them. And then another guy that just went around trying to get pickpocketed on purpose just to beat the shit out of the pickpockets. I think we need more of that vigilante style justice in the world. But yeah, long story short, don't mess with middle-aged men in America wearing fanny packs, because they probably have a, you know, some sort of, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh yeah, they probably got a Glock inside, you know. But anyways, I'm taking off for the day. Thank you all for joining. Hope to see y'all again. Ciao, ciao.